to Storytime, friends. I'm Amber, and today I'm going to be reading Snow White. The snow lay deep in the ground at the window of the palace. The queen sat, stewing and dreaming. As she sewed, her needle pricked her finger, and 3 bright drops of blood fell into the embroidery. The queen looked at the drops, and suddenly she had a lovely thought. If my baby is a daughter, I want her to be as white as snow, as red as the blood, and black as the flame of the window, she said. Not long after she gave birth, her daughter was exactly as she imagined her. They called her baby Snow White, but sadly, her mother died with a few hours of her birth. A year later, the king remarried. The queen was very beautiful and so proud that she couldn't bear of anyone being more beautiful than herself. In her room, she had a magic mirror that she would stare in for hours and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I the fairest of them all?" Without a fail, the mirror answered, "Yes, O Queen." But one day, when Snow White was 14 years old, the mirror said, "No, O Queen, you no longer are the Snow White is the most beautiful by far." The queen was so angry and upset that she couldn't sleep or eat. What was she to do? Then she made up her mind. She sent the royal huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her, bring her back, her heart and liver, to prove she's dead. The huntsman led Snow White away, but when he drew his knife and the girl began to cry, he wouldn't kill her anyway. He thought, as she ran among the trees, "Before night comes, a wolf or bear will do my job for me." A young boar came by to the huntsman, killed that instead, and took its heart and liver back to the queen. The evil woman boiled them with salt and ate them, never knew the difference. But Snow White wasn't killed by a wolf or bear. As night fell, she came by a little house on the other side of the mountains. She knocked, but no one answered. Buckled up courage, she went inside. There was sight to cheer her up. A long table with 7 places set, and a row of 7 beds along the wall. Still, no one came up. Snow White was so tired and hungry that she took up a spoonful from each plate and lay down to sleep on the 7th bed. A little later, the house's owners returned. There were 7 dwarfs, who looked like a silver mine under the mountains. "What a beautiful child," they said when they saw Snow White. When she woke up in the morning, Snow White was terrified by the sight of little men, but she soon learned how kind-hearted they were. They asked her to keep house for them, and she agreed at once. "Take care," said the dwarfs. They set off for work. "And don't open the door. One day, your stepmother will find that you are here, and again try to kill you." And very soon the queen did go to her mirror and imagined the horror when she said, "O Queen, you are the fairest here, but on the far side of the mountain's wall, in the dwarfs' neat, tidy home, Snow White is still the fairest of them all." Immediately, the queen sprang into action, dressed as an old elder woman, and set off across the mountains with a tray of ribbons. "Pretty things to buy," she called, and knocked at the dwarf's door. Snow White, who was looking at the window, fell in love with the little ribbon the old lady held up. What a home could there be? She opened the door. "This one, my pretty," the queen asked, "is fastened around Snow White's neck, and twisted and twisted." Snow White fell down as if she were dead. And that is how the dwarfs found her that night. They cut her ribbon, and slowly Snow White came back to life. It was his second escape. The next morning, the queen went to her mirror. How angry she was when she found that Snow White was still alive. She disguised herself again and set across the mountains. Pretty things to buy. She called the dwarf's door, and Snow White saw a column the old woman was holding up. She forgot all about the danger. She opened the door. "You are so beautiful. Let me calm it for you," the queen said. But calm was poisoned, and Snow White fell down as if she were dead. That night the dwarfs removed the calm and brought Snow White back to life again. It was her third escape. When the queen went to her meal the next day, she found that Snow White was still alive, and her frocky knew no bounds. This time she knew that she would need the most delicious magic, and she prepared an apple of poison on one side. This time she said of a disguise of an old beggar woman. "An apple for the day, pretty young lady," called the queen under Snow White's window. "It's free. No need to come out the door. I'll pass it through the window." She saw Snow White hesitate. "Not worried. It's bad, are you?" The queen bit into the side that wasn't poisoned to see it's perfect. She passed the rosy apple to Snow White. The moment Snow White bit into the poison, she fell into the ground. The queen peered through the window. "Well, that's the end of you, my beauty," she said. "It's as good as riddance." Up the home she went. The next time she looked up in the mirror, off she went. It told her that, yes, she was the first of them all. How happy she was. This time, none of the dwarfs' skill could bring Snow White back to life. After 3 days, the lost hope. But strangely, she still looked alive. Instead of burying her, they put her in a glass coffin and set her on the top of the high hill. Some time later, a prince came to stay with the dwarfs. He saw Snow White in a coffin and immediately fell in love with her. "Let me take the coffin back to my place, or I'll die," he begged the dwarfs. The little man took a pity on him and agreed. But as the prince's servants lifted the coffin, a piece of poison of apple had wandered in here where she was. The first thing they saw was a handsome young prince. It was love at first sight. Within a few weeks, the prince were engaged and to be married. One of the wedding guests was Snow White's stepmother. As soon as she entered the room, recognized Snow White, but Prince banished her to faraway land, where she could do no more harm. From that day on, Snow White was happiest in the kingdom, and well as the most beautiful. And that is the end of Storytime, friends. See you next time. Bye.